loves, and thank you for joining me. It's Kirsten and we're at the start of another weekly reading vlog, and you would have seen this outfit a lot. You would have seen it at the end of the last weekly reading vlog, the end of the last cozy reading vlog, the start of this vlog, and it will be in the start of the new cozy reading vlog that's coming out in December. I've done lots of updates back to back, but let's continue this train of updates. I don't know where I was going with that one, but it's fine. Okay, so November reading. We have got loads and loads of cozy crime this month and I am so excited for it. I genuinely cannot wait to get into all of the cozy crime books, but I have decided to start off with a book that I've been wanting to read since it was released in September, and that is We Solve Murders by Richard Osman. So I was actually picking this one up in September. It was going to be a part of my cozy reading vlog, and then I was like, oh, it's not technically a cozy mystery, but actually I could have just done it as a cozy crime book. And it's not until afterwards and I started realizing how many cozy crime books I've got on my TBR for the month that I realized cozy crime is a thing. It's not a cozy murder mystery, that's a slightly different genre, but cozy crime in general, I think this could probably work for. Maybe you'll have to let me know in the comments below whether you think this would work as a cozy crime book. You'll have to let me know. Anyway, the point is I started reading this one and realized this technically doesn't fit as a cozy murder mystery, so then I changed the book I was reading for that. Really happy with that change because I ended up reading a book that is really underrated. I hadn't seen people talking about it and I had so much fun with it. I'll link the video below if you're interested. But this one, we are following two different characters. The first character we're meeting is Amy, and Amy is private security. She's working for this author. Something is going to happen. I haven't got to that point yet, where she is then going to need the help of her father-in-law, Steve, who is a retired detective. And he still does some investigative work, but he prefers his familiar habits: the pub quiz, a favourite bench, cat waiting for him at home. His days of adventure are over. Adrenaline is daughter-in-law Amy's job now. Until, of course, something happens and Amy's like, hey, the person I can turn to is my father-in-law. They have a really close relationship. But yeah, this is meant to be a thrilling race around the world. Can Amy and Steve outrun and outsmart a killer? So that's why I'm thinking maybe it's cozy crime rather than cozy murder mystery. I mean, it does say a new detective duo, a shocking series of murders, welcome to a world of trouble. But I just feel like cozy crime has a slightly different feel to it than cozy murder mysteries. I think cozy murder mysteries, you're thinking more, it's a small town, you've got a group of amateur detectives getting together to solve a mystery. Generally speaking, they've got cozy hobbies that they like to do and things. Like, it's just a nice little vibe. Things like the Thursday Murder Club or the Marlowe Murder Club mysteries, things like this. This one feels more cozy crime because it's an actual crime that's, I mean, murder's still a crime that's taken place, but it's on like a bigger scale. It's not set in just this little village or like this little town or something. It's actually on a bigger scale. That's my definition of it. I mean, is this an official definition? No. But then reading and stuff, like, it's all subjective. It's all a matter of opinion. So I think for me, it's going to be a really cozy book, something that I can snuggle up, blanket, hot drink, read, enjoy, and it's not going to feel too high stakes and stuff. But I guess we'll find out as I actually read this whether it fits for that. And again, I'd be really interested in what would you define cozy crime as, and do you think it is different to cozy murder mystery? I feel like there's a difference, but you'll have to let me know. Like, honestly, I love cozy books. I love the different subgenres that we're getting within cozy. You have your cozy fantasy, cozy sci-fi, cozy romance. Like, every genre you've got, there is a cozy subsection in it, and I have just been enjoying it so freaking much. I guess an example of a cozy crime book to me would be Killers of a Certain Age. Finlay Donovan is killing it. Those sort of books for me are like cozy crime books rather than a cozy murder mystery. So I feel like this book's going to fit into it, and I've got a couple others on my TBR for the month that will also fit into it, like The Housekeepers, which, you know what, if I could, I would love to read this book and then, let me get it, read The Housekeepers, but I don't think I'm going to get both of these finished. I am off for the next, I'm gonna say 3 days, but technically it's 2.5 because we're already halfway through the day. So I don't think I'm actually gonna get all these finished, and I would be more than happy to bring this into next week. However, next week is the themed weekly reading vlog, so I don't want to bring it into that knowing that I'm doing a themed reading vlog. We'll see how the week goes because I don't want to rush anything, and if it ends up being that I just get this one read, that's absolutely fine. But this is the book I'm going to be starting today. Really excited to read this one. I think it's going to be a fantastic time. But okay, for today I do actually need to start editing the cozy vlog that would have come out before this video. Well, I don't need to, but I want to make some muffins. I want to bake some muffins. These are going to be pumpkin muffins, which I've done lots and lots of baking with pumpkin lately because I bought a bunch of pumpkin and it all needs using up. So I'm going to make some pumpkin muffins, which I'm very excited about. So I think I'm going to do that next. We also this week need to change up the decor, so you can just about see it. The autumn decor for this room and like the bats and things is all going to come down. We're going to be changing up to festive and I can't wait. Like, am I normally a Christmas person? Hell no. And the fact that I'm already thinking about changing it up and we're only on the 3rd of November, I really want to get it done this week because I do want to start filming some of my December videos. One I've already started, which is the cozy reading vlog, and I do want that to have some of the festive decor throughout that video. Obviously at the start of it didn't because I've already started it today, but I want to start having the festive decorations in place so that if I decide I want to start filming some of the December videos and stuff, I've got the background there ready. Plus I'm just ready for a change. I said it in like the last vlog that I'm kind of like done now with the fall decor. Like, do I love the leaves? Yes, but I've had the bats up for months and I'm really ready to change, and I think I'm just excited because this is my own place and I will be able to decorate it exactly how I want to decorate it. So I need to go out, do a bit of shopping for it. My main focus is going to be the shelves, and then we might add to it as the month progresses, but at least get the shelves done as festive looking. I'm really excited for that. So yeah, you're going to be seeing bits of that throughout this vlog. I've also got a theatre show to go to on Tuesday, so in a couple days time, which I'm really excited about. I'm going to be seeing Murder on the Orient Express, which is going to be so much fun. That's it. That's what we've got coming in this vlog. I hope you enjoy it. Let me know what you are reading, what you've been up to. Let this intro go on for long enough. So I'm gonna go and I'm actually gonna get to baking because I'm actually quite hungry. So let's go do all of that, and fingers crossed I've got all the ingredients. I'm pretty sure I do. Having a right mare of a filming day. I'm so pleased I filmed the big video I needed to film yesterday. Nothing's really going right today. I wanted to do this update in my front room and everything was just going wrong. The lighting was all weird, there was constant noise going on, and I'm just like, what is happening? I don't normally have these problems, but yeah, it's not happening. So we're in here and hopefully things go a bit smoother, and we're just gonna hope. I've got one video to film after this, which is the Relax and Readathon announcement, so just fingers crossed it all goes okay. At least that one is a short video. But I have made some good progress with We Soul Murders over the last couple of days. It's been a nice couple of days, very chilled, very relaxed. I made some muffins, as you would have seen, and you know what? I wanted to try it because I'm not a massive muffin person, and I really wanted to see maybe I will prefer it if I make them myself. The verdict is they were fine, like the texture and everything was great. I just was not a massive fan. I much preferred the pumpkin cake that I did than the muffins. Muffins just aren't for me. Also, the recipe said to use oil, which I don't normally like to use oil in cakes because I feel like it kind of gives it a weird flavour. So I think if I was to do muffins again, maybe I would try it with butter, but and to be fair, I do want to give it a try because I want to try making blueberry muffins, but it just wasn't the one this time. I think I would tweak a couple things, try it out, and if I still don't like that, then we can just safely say, you know what, cakes, yes, muffins, no. Random tangent aside, I have made good progress with We Solve Murders. I have read the first 200 pages, so I'm now up to chapter 43, page 201, and I am enjoying this book. I would say tonally, I prefer the Thursday Murder Club to this. I think this comes across very kind of dry in terms of the writing style. The character interactions and things, they feel very, almost like everything's a little bit sarcastic, a little bit like dry, humourish. And it's not bad, but it's definitely not got that cozy, comforting feel that the Thursday Murder Club has. But I will say this is really, really quick to read and it is entertaining. The chapters are really short. They're really fast and snappy, so I am flying through this book really quickly, and I do find myself sitting there and then like half hour's passed and I've got through a good chunk of the book and I'm just like, that was a really good time. So I am enjoying it, just not quite as much as the Thursday Murder Club, but I think that's just a difference of characters as well. So in this one, Amy is a very down-to-earth, very blunt, very to the point. Steve, her father-in-law, is kind of the same. I would say there's a little bit more humour to his personality than there is to Amy, but it does make sense to who Amy is. And then we do get a couple of other characters. I mean, there are loads and loads and loads of perspectives in this book, which is kind of what I'm used to from Richard Osman anyway, so I don't really mind that. You do have obviously the main characters and the main plot line of what's going on. I'm not going to get too deep into the plot line because obviously if you haven't read this one and you want to, I don't want to give away anything, so it's enough to say that Amy is dealing with somebody trying to kill her. She's got her father-in-law to come and help, and they've got to try and work out what's going on, and I like it. I think it's really interesting, it's really fun, it's easy to read. I just, yeah, like I say, I do prefer the Thursday Murder Club to this, which, you know, I kind of thought might be the case anyway, just because I love that, like, it's a cozy mystery. This is definitely not. This is definitely more crime. I would say, do I feel like it's a cozy crime? In parts, yes. In some things, yes. In other things, not really. But I am still enjoying it. So yeah, I think this is just a really fun, easy read. Definitely going to be able to get through this really quickly. It's really entertaining. Do I really have much else to say about this? Like, is it going to be a new favourite? No. Will I still continue on with this series? Yes, because I do like Richard Osman's writing. This one just has that special place. It really, really worked. This one got me out of a reading slump. I really connected to all the different characters in this. It was such a fun time. And while, yes, the writing style was still Richard Osman's, I can say that this one just had a little bit more warmth to it than this. And like I say, it does make sense for the characters that we're following and things, and some of the stuff that's happening is really just like kind of ridiculous and fun in this one. But I think I just prefer that cozier setting, and I do miss some of our characters in here because they were just so good. I love Joyce in this. Joyce is my true love in this series. Like, I genuinely really loved her. Oh, and Abraham, all of them. All of them. The Thursday Murder Club, I loved them. And I think in this one, I'm not quite as connected to Amy. Steve? Yes. Amy, not quite so much, but again, it does make sense because she is a very withdrawn character. She does have personality, don't get me wrong, she does, but I think there's a lot more to unpack with her. I think you're going to get that very slowly, so the payoff will be good. With the other characters, you're getting a bit more from them. So I don't know, maybe it's just that. Maybe it's just I'm not feeling as connected to the characters, and that's why I feel like this writing style was a little bit more removed to what I'm used to. But I am still really enjoying it. It's a lot of fun. Do I know what's going on, like who's behind it all? No. Do you get a perspective of the person behind it all? Yes, but it's done. I actually quite like how this is done. It's done through the AI stuff. Basically, they write out what they want and then they're putting it through this program that is then flattening out all of their personality and making it as if they are a fancy old English person. It means that you have no inkling into who this person is, which I do like. You've also had a couple of other things where you're trying to work out who this other person is that's accomplice to what's going on. And again, I don't really know who that is. I had a theory and then I'm like, actually, okay, maybe that doesn't work once we got to their perspective. So there's a lot of stuff going on. Do I think I'm going to solve anything that's going on? No. Am I trying? Also, no. But I am enjoying this one. So yeah, I'm liking it. It is good. It's just not as good as the other series. So I will be continuing on with that book today. I am off to the theatre today in the evening, so we'll see how much reading I get done. I've got a video to edit that I filmed yesterday, which is the book haul. That's a rather large video. But yeah, so I've got that to edit and then I've got the rest of the day just to relax. I have been playing a new game called Tiny Glade and oh my gosh, I love it. It's so cute. It's literally just a sandbox game where you're just building up whatever you want, really. There is nothing else to it, but it's really cute and cozy and fun, so I have been enjoying playing around on that. And then yesterday I actually got to page 200 pretty early in the day and I decided I wanted to stop there so I could do an update. I did not feel like updating yesterday, so instead I decided to read a short story from here, which I actually quite liked. It was quite an interesting one and it felt good for the season, and that was The Bird with the Broken Wing. It felt very eeriness to it, that people were saying this particular girl was seeming very almost fairy-like. And I don't know, just the way it was done just felt really good for this sort of season. So I really enjoyed that one. But that wasn't long, it was only like 25 pages, so I got that one done. And yeah, it's just been a really nice chill couple days. I haven't done too much and I've enjoyed that. So yeah, today, like I say, I need to edit and then I'm going out to the theatre. We'll see how much I get read. And then I am back to work tomorrow onto my late shifts. So that should be pretty decent actually. Don't really have much else to say, but I've been very relaxed. I haven't really done much, which has been absolutely wonderful, and I'm just enjoying my books. Do I think I'm going to be able to squeeze on another book? I don't know. I think that will depend on how much I manage to get read today. And then I was thinking about it and I'm like, I do, as we know, want to read The Housekeepers, but then I was also thinking that I'd really like to read Bright Young Women because I've been wanting to read this one for ages. This one is a shorter book, I think. Okay, only like 30-ish pages shorter. I don't know, I'm kind of like torn between one and this. Maybe it would be a nice like change of pace because this one, I'm liking it. It's really quick, as everything I've already said, but I'm like, do I want another cozy or do I want to change it up, knowing that next week is going to be a very cozy reading week with the translated Japanese cat books. I might end up going for this, or it could be a case of I don't actually get that much more read. So who actually knows what's gonna happen, because I don't. I just realized actually this would have been a perfect outfit to wear next week for my Japanese cat reading vlog. I actually have 2 dresses that have cats on it. Probably will wear those throughout the week because, you know, it's the cat reader vlog. I have to. I'm literally just waffling on right now and I need to film that announcement video and then, as I said, get to editing and everything I've already said, which probably will edit out all the repetitions because you don't need it that many times. The reading is going well. I don't know if I'm going to get a chance to read anything else, and I don't know why I'm saying that. So let's just film that other video. I had a brilliant time yesterday evening at the theatre. It was such a good show. So I can't remember if I said, but I went to see Murder on the Orient Express and oh, it was so good. It was such a good time. Really enjoyed the way they did their set design and how entertaining it was. Like, it ended up being very funny. There was a lot of moments where everyone was just laughing at what was going on. So good. I just thought they did a brilliant job bringing the story to life on stage. It was really, really well done. So I'm really, really pleased with that. And reading wise, I actually got a good amount read, which I'm really happy with. I didn't think I was going to read the amount that I did just because of the fact that I had the theatre show to go to. I also had some editing and things I needed to do, so I wasn't sure. But I ended up reading almost 100 pages of We Solve Murders, so I'm now up to chapter 63, page 294, and I am still enjoying this book. Like, it's still that really entertaining, easy read. However, I'm still not fully connected to all the characters in this book. I do really get on with Steve and seeing his perspective as well as another character in here, but Amy is someone that I'm struggling to connect with. And again, it does make sense for her actual character. It's just I'm struggling that little bit more to connect to them. I'm enjoying it, but I stick by what I said yesterday about saying that this book is not holding up to the Thursday Murder Club level, but I am enjoying it enough that I would still continue on with the series. I have just under 150 pages to go, so I do imagine I'm going to get this finished up in the next couple of days, which I'm really happy with. I was thinking about it, and originally I did say this was meant to be in a cozy new releases video, but then I ended up swapping it out because it just didn't feel quite cozy enough for me, and I ended up swapping it out for the Little Coffee Shop of Terrors, which I'm still really pleased that I did, because this was such a fun book, and it's one that hasn't had much recognition, but it was really, really fun and entertaining. And I was thinking about, okay, so if I hadn't done that swap out, and if I had kept with We Solve Murders in that video, this would have gone up against Rewitched by Lucy Jane Wood, and also the Village Library Demon Hunting Society by C.M. Wagner, and this ended up being my favourite book out of that video, and I was thinking to myself, would that have changed? And the answer is no. Which surprises me, because in all honesty, I thought this book would win that video. Then I started reading it, realised it wasn't quite cozy enough for me for the video that I wanted to do, so ended up, as I say, swapping it out. Having read pretty much all of this book, I would still say that the Village Library Demon Hunting Society I prefer, which is really fun to think about. I mean, this one is a kind of murder mystery, paranormal elements, and it's kind of like Agatha Christie inspired. I really, really enjoyed it, but I also really connected to our characters in this one more than this one. And I think if I was connecting to the characters more, there would be more of a fighting chance between the two of them. But as it is, this is a good book, I'm liking it. But this one I just prefer. It was such a good book. So yeah, that's actually quite surprising. I thought it would be interesting to see where would I have placed this. And I think, you know, it probably would have gone maybe second place. I don't know actually, because Rewitched was also a really good book. So I don't know, but I'm liking it. I'm pleased that I'm reading this. It's just a shame I'm not connecting to the characters as much, but that's fine. I'm intrigued to see where this is going though. I still have no idea who's behind it all. I did have one theory which I then dismissed because I thought, no, that's a bit too outlandish. That's not going to happen. So we'll see. I'm liking it though. But then I was thinking to myself, I've got just over an hour travel to get to the theatre and then back. So I'm like, I've got this 2-hour gap. I would like to bring a book with me, but I didn't want to bring the big hardback. Decided I'd go for a paperback. Now, I had said about how potentially reading The Housekeepers this week and also Bright Young Women. And so I was debating between these two, taking them with me. But then I also saw How to Solve Your Own Murder. And I was like, oh, that's another really good shout, but I didn't know which one to pick. So I ended up putting up a poll on Discord to be like, hey, help me choose my next read between these 3 books. And honestly, I shouldn't be surprised that How to Solve Your Own Murder is the one that won, because, well, this is our Discord book club pick for the month. If you ever want to take part in Discord, we do have a book club every single month. It's free to join. I'll have it linked below for you. So yeah, so in the end, this one won. And I actually read quite a good chunk of this. I got up to page 90. I'm actually in the middle of a chapter. I am in chapter 10, page 90, and I'm enjoying this one. So in this one, we're following Annie, and Annie wanting to be a mystery writer. She's just moved back in with her mum as well, who is an artist, and they have this great aunt, Frances, who is very eccentric. Anne's never met her, but she's always known that Aunt Frances is this very eccentric woman who believes that someone is going to murder her. And then what happens is we get this letter where it is Great Aunt Frances requesting Anne's presence. And Anne has to go down to Dorset because they are going to be talking about changes to the will. So she goes down there. It's going to be the first time that she's ever seen her great aunt. And when she gets there, she meets this kind of eclectic group of people. They're all there for this reading of the change in will, but when they get to Great Aunt Frances's house, she's dead. And so sparks off and thinking, hang on a minute, she's actually been murdered. And these are the different things. Like, this is why I think that she's going against some of the prejudices the town has against her aunt, because her aunt has always been someone that's been very, as we say, eccentric about this. Because when she was younger, she did get this fortune told that she was going to be murdered. And what I like about this is you do get snippets from that past timeline through journal entries, which I really like. So it's Frances keeping this journal when she was told about this fortune that she has, that she is going to be murdered, detailing her life and different things that are going on around her. So I'm really enjoying it. I like the fact that we've got those two different perspectives, that is done through a journal entry format, and that we have Anne that is going to end up getting involved in trying to solve the murder mystery. So yeah, I'm liking it. I think it's a good book, really easy to read. I like Anne as a character, so yeah, I'm intrigued to see where this is going to continue to go. My plan is this is going to be my at-home book, and then I think I'm going to bring this one to work with me to read on my lunch break. Whether I get much read or not, it just depends on the day, how busy the day ends up being. Generally, because I'm going into my late shifts, it ends up being a much busier time, so I don't always get a chance to read that much. We'll see. And then once this is finished, I'll then go to reading this one at home. That is the mix we've got for this week, so thank you to everyone on Discord for voting. But before I go though, I wanted to talk about the readathon that I'm taking part in this month. So I'm taking part in Winter-a-thon by Rainy. This is a month-long readathon, and we have a bingo board, and the idea is to get as many bingos as possible. So I thought I would just talk about the prompts that these two books are going to be fulfilling. As you can see, I've already fulfilled 2 prompts, and that was from last week, starting off November strong. And then I'm thinking about these 2. So We Solve Murders can actually fit for a couple of different prompts. So we've got animal on the cover, which works for it. We've also got over 400 pages, a multi-perspective book, and also an author I've loved before. So I'm thinking probably going to end up going for author you've loved before, because I do want to try and get as many bingos as possible. And from the bingo board, I think I can definitely succeed in 2 bingos, possibly a third. But I'm not 100% on the third one, just because, well, we'll see what happens with that. But definitely 2 is what I'm thinking. And based on that, a lot of the books on my TBR, so I have another one that's over 400 pages, so it can fit for that. I've got another book that should be multiple POV, and I have books with animals on the cover. So I'm thinking the only one that this one fits, that nothing else fits, is an author I've loved before, because everything else is by authors that I've never read from before. So I think I'm going to put this one for that prompt, and hopefully we'll get that diagonal bingo going. And then for how to solve your own murder, again, this one fits for a couple of different things. So we have, again, animal on the cover. We also have, I mean, technically this could go as a friend recommendation, because it was a poll and it was recommended in Discord as a book club pick option. Potentially it could also go for a new to you author, which I think that is the one I'm going to go for on this one, because again, I've got other books with animals on the cover and all of that. So, and the friend rec, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that line. Definitely not going across from that, because I've not got highest rated on Goodreads. I don't tend to use Goodreads, and indie or self-published, I actually don't have an indie or self-published. And then going down, I don't have the newest addition to my shelf is constantly changing. So, but yeah, no, I think I'm going to stick to new to you author, because it carries on that diagonal. So all we've got to do is a white cover, which I do have, and then potentially going across the top is also what I'm thinking. So yeah, that's what that one's fitting for. So I'm quite pleased with that. We'll see how many bingos I actually get throughout this month. I'm also, if I read books that fit different things, then I will just tick off what I can, like with the reread. I did that last week. But yeah, I'm enjoying this. This is really fun to do, and I'm enjoying just doing this as I go with my own TBR and just seeing what fits in. It's a lot of fun. I really enjoy this, and if you don't follow Rainy, you should definitely check her channel out. She is a lovely, lovely person. But right, that is all the updates for now. Right now, I think I'm going to be heading out a little bit earlier to work so I can pop to TK Maxx, place like that, just to have a look around at some Christmas decorations and things, because I do want to start getting all of that up this week so that I can have that in the background when I'm filming some of the December videos. And yeah, I've just got a few things to do, so I'm gonna get on with my day and I will update you probably in a couple days time, we'll see. But yeah, I'm having a good reading time. It's been a good time and I'm actually really pleased with this combination. I am so happy with how this festive decor turned out. I feel like it's just the right amount for me. I really like the little snowflakes. That took me a little while to actually sort out, but I'm really happy with how that all turned out. And I love these Christmas tree lights. It's kind of 100% confirmed that I do want to get some of those. You know, you can get the LED candles to have on your shelves. Definitely going to get some of those. I used to use actual real little tea light candles, but they can damage your shelves and your books and stuff, so I was like, you know what, I don't want to do that for these. So I've decided I'm going to get some LED candles probably in the new year once this all comes down, but I'm really happy with it. Oh, I was so ready for a change and I really like how this has turned out. It just feels the right amount of cozy Christmas to me that I am so happy with. I haven't really decorated the rest of the flat. I've put a little stocking by my shelves that's in the front room, like my classic shelves, but that's it. I don't have a Christmas tree or anything like that yet. I am thinking about getting one, but that will probably be a little bit later. I just really wanted to get these shelves done. Really happy with how that all turned out. But okay, I have book mail and I also have reading updates. I think I'm going to do the book mail first because I did get a message to say to expect it. That was yesterday. I did not expect it to arrive yesterday. I am so excited, so thank you so much. But we have the book mail to open. Where are they actually remembered gift notes. Sometimes Amazon are really bad for gift notes. Okay, let's see. Oh yes, it is. It's from Denise. Thank you so much. So we've got 2 books and it just says, thank you for the great video, My Dream Home Library. Absolutely love your videos and I'm so happy you have a new home for your books. Thank you so much. That is so kind of you to say. And yeah, I love the shelves. I'm so happy with it. I'm so excited to see what these are. Honestly, you spoil me so much, so thank you. Okay, we have, okay, so we have Jade War by Fronda Lee. This is book 2 in the Green Bones Saga series. Honestly, Orbit are amazing for putting the series numbers on the spine of the books. Do you know how helpful that is when you're looking to buy a book in a series and they actually just have the series number there? Do you know how often it happens where you end up buying a book that ends up being like the 2nd or 3rd in a series? Like, it's tangent aside, that's amazing. And the next one is a chunky book. Oh my god, okay. So it's actually Jade Legacy. So it's books 2 and 3 in the Green Bone Saga. So it's finishing out the trilogy. So I have Jade City, it's over there. I read that one, must be coming up 2 or 3 years ago now. And I liked it. It's a kind of urban fantasy mafia kind of book. It's been so long actually. You know when you're thinking about it and you're like, actually that's been a while, I can't remember all the details. But I know that we have kind of like 2 families that are fighting out against each other. They're like the crime lords. They have control over a substance called jade, which gives them extra powers like strength, speed, that sort of thing. And I think it varies person to person as to what ability you get, I think. And in that first book, there is like the start of a war that's triggered. And now we have books 2 and 3. Oh my god, I'm so excited. Thank you. I have been dragging my feet about continuing on with the series. You did the exact same thing for me with Ninth Reign, where you finished out a series for me, and I am going to be reading that one in next year, so 2025, that is priority. I'm thinking we'll do that one first, and then we're gonna have to do this one. I'm so excited. I'm gonna have to reread Jade City, because thinking about it, I actually can't remember too much of the details that happened, so definitely gonna have to reread that one, and then I can actually continue on. I have heard really good things about the rest of this series. I just, for whatever reason, just never actually continued, which I did have that. Like, I think if we went back 2 years ago, I think it was 2021 and 2022, I was really bad at starting loads of series and finishing none of them. Slowed it down a little bit in 2023 and this year, I feel. So I really want the next couple of years to be, instead of starting out loads of series, unless it's for like my cozy new releases videos, to actually start completing series. That would be really good to do, because I've got so many on the go. So yeah, thank you so much for enabling me to be able to actually complete this series now. So thank you. That is really, really kind of you. You truly didn't have to, and I genuinely appreciate it so much. So thank you. Now let's get on to the reading news. I have almost finished We Solve Murders. I've literally got like 30-ish pages left to go. I'm up to chapter 94. We're at the final bit. We're gonna find out who is the mastermind behind everything that's going on. And I still don't really know. I'll be intrigued. I'm hoping it's going to be a aha moment and I really like it. I don't know, I feel like throughout this book I still haven't fully connected to the characters, and that is an important part of reading for me. Like, don't get me wrong, I've still enjoyed this book a lot. I will still continue with the series, but I haven't been able to fully connect to it the way I had hoped to. But I am intrigued to see how it's actually going to end, and it has been a really quick read. Like, I really haven't had to focus too much on this. I've been putting aside an hour or so a day. I mean, yesterday I think I had like 30 minutes and I still managed to get through quite a lot of pages just because of how easily this book reads. So I do imagine, give me 25 minutes, this book is going to be finished. And to be fair, could I have done that before doing this update? Sure, but I didn't want to. So I'm planning to finish this one out literally after this update. I'm going to have some lunch, sit down and finish this book. Like I said, I will be continuing on with that series. It's just, it hasn't held up quite as high to the expectations that I had for it, but I have still liked it. I've still enjoyed it. I found it very fun, very fast paced all over the place. I do feel like some of the things that went on didn't need to happen, because you could have just listened to one person in this book, listened to what they were saying and probably solved it 10 times sooner. But at the same time, that's kind of the fun with it. You know, they've gone around to different places around the world because of what was happening here. Yeah, I'm intrigued to see how this is going to finish out. And I've also read a little bit more of How to Solve Your Own Murder. So I'm now up to chapter 19, page 166. So I've read like an extra 76 pages, which sounds about right because I've only been reading this one on my lunch break at work. So depending on how the day goes, depending on how much I actually get read, obviously once I finish We Solve Murders, I will move on to reading this one at home. But I'm liking this one. It's really fun. I'm really intrigued to see where it's going. There's been an aspect that's been added into this book, which I'm not going to give away anything because obviously spoilers, but I really like that. I don't think it's mentioned on the back. Oh, it is mentioned on the back. I don't read synopsis very often. Like, it's rare that I do that, especially if it's like a book club pick. I'm like, okay, I'm going to be reading it anyway. I don't need to read the synopsis. It's fine. But it does say it on the back, so I can tell you, which is her great aunt, so Annie's great aunt Frances, has stipulated that the person who finds her killer will then inherit the fortune. So it's gonna make it into a really deadly game for Annie to try and solve. I like that aspect of it. I did not realize it was in here because I don't read synopses. And even when I'm reading them for like a video, if I'm being like, oh, okay, I'm reading this book and I give an overview, generally speaking, if it's a 2-paragraph synopsis, I'll just read the top paragraph. I won't read the next bit, and that bit was in this bit. But at least that's not a spoiler for you. I'm really looking forward to carrying on with this one. We've just had the start of the game be enacted, so we're going to have the rest of the book trying to actually solve it and solve it first. And I feel like because they're going up against other family members and it is to do with inheriting what is millions, like it's not just this estate, but it's also there are millions of actual pounds cash that's going to be there, plus another house which Annie and her mum live in Chelsea. So there's a lot riding on this. So I feel like because of that, there's going to be a lot of stakes, a lot of putting herself in danger as a result. But I'm really intrigued to see how it's going to go. So I'm loving this. I have 0 suspects at the minute. I feel like I could have been annotating this one, but because I did this one as I'm bringing it with me when I was traveling, I then didn't bring my annotating supplies. And at this point, it's too late for me. I'm not going to go back through. But I am intrigued. I like it, but also how Annie's doing it is she's writing it down in her notebooks and writing down the things that I would have underlined. So it's quite nice because you'll get a nice little recap every so often when she's writing it down and thinking it through in her head about, okay, these are the questions that need answering, these are my suspicions, these are potential suspects and things, these are the facts. I like that because that's exactly how I would have underlined and what I would have been underlining. So I feel like I don't necessarily need to because the character is doing that. So I'm really intrigued to see how it's all gonna go, who's actually behind it. There is, I mean, pretty much everybody has a reason to murder this person, so I'm really intrigued. Having fun with this one. I will be finishing this one up over the next few days. Like, I'm looking forward to it. Again, this is another one that is a really quick, easy read, and I think I've got like 150 pages to go now. No, a bit more than that. 210 pages. From the look of it. Should get that finished over the next few days. But right, that is all the updates, the book mail, which again, thank you so much, Denise. That's so kind of you. But for now, I am going to do some lunch, finish We Solve Murders, and then go from there. I have work again. Oh, actually, that's something I wanted to say. I started editing this video this morning, and obviously I was talking about cozy crime and everything like that. And I don't think We Solve Murders sits properly in cozy crime. I feel like it's on the outskirts of cozy crime. Just because, I don't know, maybe it's just because I haven't connected to the characters, but it feels like it's just on the outside. It's not something like, I don't know, I was gonna like compare it to a crime book, but I haven't really read any. But like, you know, the ones that you see all the time by like Lee Child and, you know, those sort of, it's not that, more cozier than those. I say that not having really read one of them, but I think I read one years and years and years ago and it wasn't my kind of thing. I want to say the Jack Reacher series, but I don't know who that would, but it's not as like high stakes as that. Like, this book hasn't felt high stakes at all, which that for me is like kind of what contributes to a cozy book. Is you have some stakes, yes, but they don't feel really like high stakes. It's not feeling like too tension for and things like that. Like, it doesn't feel like that. You've got this ragtag Scooby gang that's kind of trying to solve what's going on. So it kind of has cozy vibes because of that, but also not quite as cozy as I would prefer. Also, I do keep stealing the phrase Scooby Gang from Leandra. Like, she mentioned it once, and ever since then, I'm like, it is the perfect way to describe a group that has come together and they're just all amateurs and they're just kind of fumbling their way through like Scooby-Doo. The perfect saying. So sorry, Leandra, I've just kind of stolen that one off you. But yeah, it does have elements of the cozy, but it's not fully cozy in my opinion. But also, I don't know, I think it's just I'm missing that extra character interaction and like connection. Definitely cozier than some of the other crime books you're gonna get, but it's not fully cozy, which probably makes 0 sense. Okay, I'm gonna stop talking now. I'm just gonna go. well, afternoon actually. I had such a late start to the day and it's been a few days. I actually had wanted to wrap up this video yesterday like I normally do, Sunday to Sunday. That didn't happen, and this morning, well, afternoon, I have been running around like a headless chicken because I ended up sleeping in so late, which is really unusual for me. I do have reading updates because I did finish both books, and I also have a bit of book mail that I was far too excited to open, so we'll just show you what I got. I have 4 books. These are all from Books Please. Again, I will have my affiliate link linked below for you, and there is a discount code Readingearthnymph that gets you 5% off your own order. I talk about them a lot because I really love buying from them. They're so much cheaper than Amazon. The only thing is their shipping is slow, and it will get slower coming up into December because of all the Christmas orders and stuff, so just keep that in mind when you're ordering from them. But I did get 4 books, which I'm so excited about. 3 of them are for specific videos, which is really good. The Christmas Tree Farm by Laurie Gilmore. This one I'm going to be reading in December because how could I not? This is the 3rd book in the Dream Harbour series and I really like this series. Okay, granted, I've only read the 2nd book, which is the Cinnamon Bun Bookstore, but I love this. This is so cute. This all takes place in like this tiny little town. It just says Dream Harbour. It doesn't actually say where it is. Anyway, point is, we have always a romance in the books and they're always a little bit magical in some way, and I just really enjoy that. In this one we are following Kira, who is a grumpy person, doesn't like Christmas, but she ends up taking over a Christmas tree farm. And then we have the love interest who is visiting just the vacation, I think. It's just a vacation, yeah. Called Bennett, and he is always a happy, chappy person, but he's like, no, I refuse to help this person. She is so grumpy and miserable and all of this. And then of course it's going to be a whole romance blossoming, and I really can't wait. I'm really looking forward to reading this one in December. I have plans for when I want to read this. I think it's just going to be a really fun time. They're really quick, easy books. I have the first 2 on Kindle and I really wanted to own at least one. So when this one came out and it was available on Books Please for like, I think it was only like £6, I was like, yeah, okay, this is worth it. And I just love how Christmassy this is. Look how beautiful that looks. Like, I am so excited to read this. So yeah, very, very happy with that. Then I've got 2 books for a themed weekly reading vlog I'm doing next year, which is going to be a cozy witchy vlog. Practical Magic by Alice Hoffman, which is a book that so many people talk about when you're talking about cozy witchy book. We're following sisters, and I've never read this. So I'm really intrigued to see what I think about this one. I think it'd be really nice to compare to other witchy books that I've read about a group of sisters together, and it would just be a really nice time. So I'm looking forward to reading that one. And then I have In the Company of Witches by Aurelie Wallace, and this one is a book I've seen doing the rounds lately actually, because this is a witchy cozy murder mystery book, which I'm really intrigued by, and yeah, I'm really looking forward to reading this one as well. So these are the 2 books I'm going to be reading for that witchy reading vlog, which I think I'm going to be doing in February. So very much looking forward to this. I do plan on doing a lot of cozy book recommendations videos next year, because obviously this year I've just embraced the cozy books. I love them so much. I have done 2 cozy murder mystery recommendations videos. I'll have those linked below, and I have done a previous cozy fantasy one, but I think it definitely needs updating because I've read so many more books since then. I actually kind of want to do a reaction to that video because I feel like some of them I wouldn't count as cozy now, or maybe just like they're not as good as other books I have read since then, especially because I've been doing all of these cozy new releases videos. So I definitely want to do just like a bunch of cozy videos. So I'm going to be doing cozy witchy books, cozy romance, I'm going to be doing a cozy fantasy. I want to do cozy sci-fi, but I don't think I've read enough to do a full one unless I just do a small selection of books, but I feel like they're all books that are constantly talked about, so I definitely want to read some more cozy sci-fi going forward so I can have more recommendations. And if you have any genres of books that you would love to find cozy recommendations of, please put them in the comments below of those sort of like book recommendations videos that you would like to see. I really want to work on that going forward in the new year. Like, I've done better this year with my book recommendations videos, but I would love to continue doing more of them. So if you do have any specific book recommendations videos you'd like to see from me going forward, feel free, put those in the comments below, let me know. I will keep hold of all those ideas and sort them out going forward. So yeah. And then the last book that I got is not for a specific video, it's just because I wanted it. It looks so pretty, but this is Freshwater for Flowers by Valerie Perrin. This is a French book that has been translated by Hildegrade Searle, and this is one that I think someone recommended to me when I was asking for French translated book recommendations, because we all know I really like French books. Like, I don't know what it is about them, but I really enjoy them, and this is one that was recommended, and I think the cover is absolutely gorgeous. I don't really know what this one is about. Following Violet, who is a caretaker at a small cemetery. No, wait, a caretaker at a cemetery in a small town. So we've got her daily life. Her routine is disrupted, and there's a story of clandestine love, different things that are going on. So I think it's meant to be a really nice slice of life book. It says that there's over 1 million copies sold, so yeah, I'm intrigued. I want to give this one a try. When I will get to this one, I don't know, but I'm excited to read it and see what I think. So that was the bit of book mail, which I treated myself to. I really enjoy it. I also quite like that the shipping's a little bit slow, because I can order it and then I'll get it in like 2 weeks time, and it's like a nice little present to myself. It's nice. The books. I finished the books. So starting off with We Solve Murders. I did like this. I liked it. I don't think the reveal of who was behind it all was that shocking. It was just very kind of like good. You know, it was fine. It's everything I've already been saying, so I don't really need to add anything else to this, because I don't have anything else to add to the conversation on it. It was a good book. I'll be continuing on. It's not as good as other books that I have read. It was fine. It was a solid read. It was fast paced. It was entertaining enough. There were some points that were very funny, especially with one of the characters, which I like, but overall it was just an okay book. Slightly disappointing, but nothing that I'm upset about, because it was still good. It just wasn't as good as I'd hoped for, but it wasn't bad, so yeah. It's fine. You'll have to let me know if you've read this one and what your thoughts are on it. And then I did finish How to Solve Your Own Murder, and I really enjoyed this one. This was really fun. I do think the journal entries were really entertaining. They were so drama filled, and I really loved it. Like, every single time there'll be like a new revelation that was made in the journal entries, and you're like, oh my god, it really was just drama after drama. Like, I really enjoyed it. And then the actual thing of what's going on with Annie trying to solve the murders and different things that going on, like, I was surprised by who did it. Now, I genuinely had no idea, so I really enjoyed that. I thought it was really well done, very intriguing. There is going to be a second book coming out, and I am looking forward to reading that one as well. I don't know, I just thought it was a fun, entertaining time. Like, yeah, it was good. Like, this was a fun, cozy murder mystery. I enjoyed it. Is it the best one I've ever read? No, I don't think so. But I also really enjoyed it anyway. Like, I think I preferred my reading of this to We Solve Murders. So I just had a good time. And it's been really nice chatting about on Discord, because it does seem to be that the majority of people actually really enjoyed this book, which was really good. Even people that are kind of new to murder mysteries were enjoying this. I'm really pleased that it went down so well. I had a really good time reading this one, and yeah, I was very surprised by who it ended up being, and I did not think about it. Like, I honestly thought it was going to be this one person, and I was like, oh, if it turns out to be them, it'll be fine. And then it was somebody completely different, and I was like, oh wow, that's actually really good. I really like that. And you could then see it all, and I was like, oh yeah, okay, that was good. Like, I enjoyed it. Look, am I good at solving these? I have to admit that no, I am not. As much as I want to be, unfortunately no, but I always have so much fun with a good murder mystery. So yeah, I enjoyed these. It was a good cozy crime reading week, I'm not gonna lie. And then of course I did read one short story from here, which I enjoyed. I really need to get a little bit of a wiggle on with this one, because I've still got six short stories to read. So I'm thinking that I might actually just take this to work with me and have this be my at work book, and maybe just read one short story on my lunch break at a time. Thinking we'll do that, so that way because I really want to get this one finished in November so that it's done. So autumn finishes with me finishing this collection, and then I've got the winter one that I can read across winter. So that's the plan, but that's across 3 months. So I definitely need to start seeing how many short stories are in each collection and working out how many I need to read a month. But yeah, I kind of left it all to the last couple months, but I enjoyed it. I really enjoyed the short story that I read, which was The Bird with the Broken Wing. I thought it was really good, really eerie, perfect for the time of year, so I really liked that one. So yeah, it really has been a cozy crime reading week, and I am really happy with this. Like, I genuinely cannot complain. about these 3 books. Like, it has just been cozy crime, cozy murder. It's just been a vibe, and I've really enjoyed it. So yeah, you'll have to let me know. Have you read any of these? What did you think of them? Do you like cozy murder mysteries, cozy crime, and all of that? You'll have to let me know. But okay, we are at the end of this weekly reading vlog, so thank you so much for joining for it. I hope you've enjoyed it, and genuinely, like, I really appreciate everyone that's taken the time to watch these videos, that takes the time to comment and everything. Like, it really does mean a lot, so thank you. I think for this weekly reading vlog, what should we put? You know what, I would normally put like a magnifying glass because it's been like a mystery crime, but that's pretty much the whole month. Like, apart from next week's vlog, we then go back into crime and that for the rest of the month. So, you know, there's been a lot of that. So instead, I think we're gonna do the animals that are on these books. Hang on. Oh wait, which reminds me, I do just want to pay a quick shout out to the Winter Readathon, which I did already talk about earlier in the vlog of what these 2 books were hitting for, but that is 4 prompts done so far this month, which I'm really pleased with. But yes, if you've made it this far, then you can put either a black bird or a cat in the comments below if you've made it this far but you just don't know what to comment. And thank you once again for watching. So if you have enjoyed this video, please do consider giving it that thumbs up, subscribing and commenting. Those 3 things really help this channel out. My social media links and anyone I've mentioned will be linked below for you, and I will of course catch you in the very next video.